Introduction: The Bible and the Nations. In the prophetic pages of the Bible, God has not only revealed the destiny of Israel, but also the roles that specific nations will play in the end times. Among these nations is Persia, known today as Iran. Though the Bible does not mention Iran by name, it clearly refers to Persia over 30 times. Persia was one of the great empires of the ancient world. Today, Iran stands as a key geopolitical and spiritual adversary of Israel, just as foretold. Part 1. Persia in Biblical Prophecy. 1. Persia's historical role. Persia was used by God in the Old Testament to defeat Babylon and free the Jews, Isaiah 45, Ezra 1. Fund the rebuilding of the temple, Ezra 6. Play a part in the protection of God's people, Esther. Despite this earlier positive role, prophecy shows Persia will be part of a hostile end-time alliance against Israel. 2. Ezekiel 38, the prophecy. Ezekiel 38-39 gives a panoramic vision of a war where multiple nations, including Persia, invade Israel in the last days. Persia, Cush, and Put will be with them, all with shields and helmets. Ezekiel 38, verse 5. This prophecy takes place after Israel has returned to her land, which began in 1948 with the rebirth of the nation. Part 2. The War of Gog and Magog, Ezekiel 38-39. 1. The characters and nations involved. Iran stands out as the only nation that has kept its ancient biblical name, Persia, for thousands of years. 2. Timing of the prophecy. The text says this invasion will happen in the latter years, Ezekiel 38 verse 8, and last days. This war has never happened in history, and the details do not match any past battles. Therefore, many believe this is a future end-time war, possibly before or during the tribulation. Part 3. Iran's role in the alliance. Iran-Persia will be part of a coalition led by Gog, march against Israel with military intention, be part of an alliance that is not only political, but also spiritually hostile to the God of Israel. Iran's current regime has made numerous threats to destroy Israel, echoing the spirit of this prophecy. Their involvement in regional terrorism, nuclear ambitions, and ideological hatred aligns with this prophetic warning. Part 4. The purpose of the war. 1. To destroy Israel? From a human perspective, the invading nations want to seize Israel's land, plunder its resources, wipe out the Jewish people. But from God's perspective, 2. To reveal God's glory. God allows this war so that He may demonstrate His power, Ezekiel 38 verse 23. The nations may know He is the Lord. Israel returns to true spiritual faith. I will magnify myself, sanctify myself, and make myself known in the sight of many nations, and they will know that I am the Lord. Ezekiel 38 verse 23. Part 5. God's supernatural intervention. God Himself fights this war. The destruction is not human, it is divine. Methods of judgment. A great earthquake, civil war among the invaders, pestilence and bloodshed, torrents of rain, hailstones, fire, and brimstone. This is reminiscent of Sodom and Gomorrah, a supernatural judgment upon enemies of God and His covenant people. Part 6. The aftermath, Ezekiel 3. The bodies of the invaders will be buried over 7 months. Weapons will be burned for 7 years. The entire world will recognize that God has defended Israel. This is not just a physical victory, but a spiritual turning point for Israel and the nations. Part 7. Is this the Battle of Armageddon? Some believe this is the same as the Battle of Armageddon in Revelation 16 and 19. Others believe this is a separate earlier war that sets the stage for the Antichrist's rise. What's clear is that Persia, Iran will be involved. God Himself intervenes. The war is part of a larger prophetic sequence. Part 8. What should Christians do? 1. Be watchful. Jesus told us to watch the signs of the times. Matthew 24. Iran's role in global politics and its hostility toward Israel is a major prophetic signal. 2. Pray for Israel. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May they prosper who love you. Psalm 122. 3. Preach the gospel. This war will shake the nations. Many will be looking for hope, and only Christ provides eternal peace. 4. Understand the bigger picture. This is not just about war. It's about the conflict between God and the kingdom of darkness, between the seed of the woman and the seed of the serpent. Genesis 3 verse 15. Conclusion. The destiny of nations and the sovereignty of God. The Bible reveals a time when Iran, Persia, will rise as part of a hostile force against Israel, but God will intervene powerfully. Ezekiel 38-39 is not just a military prophecy. It is a revelation of the end-time clash between darkness and light. Iran may plan destruction, but God has already written the outcome. Israel may be surrounded, but he who watches over Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. Psalm 121 verse 4. Nations may rage, but God sits enthroned in heaven. Psalm 2 verse 4.